Walking is often called the safest exercise in the world. Doctors recommend it, families encourage it. It feels simple, natural, and harmless. But here is the part that almost no one talks about. After the age of 50, the way most people walk every day can slowly damage their body instead of protecting it. Not in a dramatic way, not overnight, but quietly, gradually, and almost invisibly. The kind of damage that builds up in silence until one day it shows up as stiff joints, low energy, knee pain, or a body that just doesn't feel as strong as it used to. And the most surprising truth is this: it is not walking itself that causes the problem. It is the small mistakes hidden inside a daily routine that looks completely healthy on the surface. Millions of people walk every day believing they are doing the best thing for their health. They follow the same path, wear the same shoes, move at the same pace, and repeat the same habit for years. It feels right, it feels safe, but the human body is not designed to improve from repetition alone. After 50, the body becomes more sensitive to movement patterns. Joints need better support. Muscles need more activation. The heart needs the right level of challenge. When these needs are not met, even a healthy habit like walking can turn into a slow drain on strength and mobility. This is where the real problem begins. Because nothing feels wrong at first. There is no warning sign, no sudden pain, just a gradual decline that most people mistake for normal aging. Most people think they are doing something healthy, but in reality, they are repeating the same 7 walking mistakes every single day. Mistakes that reduce the benefits of walking, mistakes that put extra pressure on the knees and lower back, mistakes that limit blood flow, reduce oxygen intake, and prevent the body from getting stronger. And the worst part is that these mistakes don't show damage immediately. They don't stop you in your tracks. They don't force you to change. Instead, they slowly weaken your joints, your muscles, and even your heart over time. By the time the effects become noticeable, the habit is already deeply built into daily life. There is also something even more surprising. Research and real world observations have shown that many people over 50 who walk daily still struggle with fatigue, balance issues, and muscle loss. This creates confusion. If walking is healthy, why do these problems still exist? The answer is simple but often ignored. Walking alone is not enough if it is done incorrectly, and even small details like posture, pace, or arm movement can completely change how the body responds. One small mistake repeated for years can have a bigger impact than one might expect. And one small correction can unlock benefits that most people never experience. This video will break down those hidden mistakes in a clear and simple way. Not complicated advice, not extreme routines, just practical insights that can change how your body responds to every step you take. You will learn why walking too slowly all the time can actually weaken your stamina instead of improving it. You will understand how something as simple as posture can affect your breathing, your energy, and even your balance. You will discover how the wrong shoes can quietly damage your joints without you even realizing it. And most importantly, you will see how small adjustments can turn an ordinary walk into one of the most powerful tools for long term health after 50. There is a reason why some people stay active, strong, and energetic well into their later years, while others struggle with pain and fatigue despite doing similar activities. The difference often comes down to how they move, not just how much they move. This is a lesser known truth that is rarely explained in simple terms, and once it becomes clear, it changes everything. Walking stops being just a routine and becomes a strategy, a way to protect your body instead of slowly wearing it down. Stay with this video until the end because each mistake builds on the next. Missing even one detail can mean missing the full picture, and the final points may completely change how you think about daily movement. These are not quick tips that you hear everywhere. These are small but powerful shifts that most people overlook. yet they make all the difference over time. By the end, you will not just understand what might be going wrong, but also how to fix it in a way that feels simple and natural. Welcome to the channel where simple habits are explained in a way that actually makes sense and creates real change. If you care about your health, your energy, and your long-term strength, make sure to subscribe and be part of a journey that focuses on small truths that lead to big results. There is a routine that feels familiar and almost automatic. You step outside, start walking, and there is a quiet sense of doing something right for your body. It feels responsible, it feels healthy. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and this habit becomes part of daily life. You walk regularly, sometimes every day, sometimes a few times a week, and deep inside there is a belief that this is enough to stay strong and active. But then something doesn't match that expectation. The body doesn't feel as good as it should. There is stiffness when getting up in the morning. The legs feel heavy sooner than expected. Energy levels don't stay steady throughout the day. Small aches begin to appear in the knees, the lower back, or the hips. And instead of feeling stronger over time, it feels like progress is slow or not happening at all. This creates a quiet confusion because the effort is there, the consistency is there, the intention is right, yet the results don't reflect that effort. Many people begin to accept this as a normal part of getting older. They start to believe that stiffness is unavoidable. That low energy is just how life feels after a certain age. That joint pain is simply a sign that the body is wearing out. This belief settles in slowly, without much resistance, because it seems logical on the surface. Age increases, so physical ability must decrease. That idea becomes the explanation for everything that doesn't feel right. But there is a deeper truth that often goes unnoticed. The body is not failing in the way people assume. It is responding, it is reacting to how it is being used every single day. Movement is not just about doing something, it is about how that movement is performed. The body adapts to patterns. It learns from repetition. And when a movement pattern is slightly off, even in a small way, the body adjusts around it. Over time, those small adjustments turn into stiffness, discomfort, and reduced performance. Not because the body is weak, but because it has been trained in a way that limits its full potential. Think about how easy it is to fall into a fixed pattern, the same walking route, the same pace, the same posture without even thinking about it. Arms may stay still without awareness. Steps may become shorter or heavier. Breathing may become shallow without notice. These details seem minor, almost too small to matter, but when repeated thousands of times over weeks and years, they begin to shape how the body functions. Muscles that should be active become underused. Joints that should move freely begin to feel restricted. The heart does not get the level of challenge it needs to stay strong. And slowly the benefits of walking begin to fade even though the habit continues. This is where the real shift begins to happen. It is not about stopping the habit. It is not about doing more or pushing harder. It is about understanding that the quality of movement matters more than the quantity. Walking is not just a simple activity. It is a full body movement that involves coordination, posture, balance, and rhythm. When these elements are aligned, walking becomes powerful. It supports the heart, strengthens the muscles, and keeps the joints flexible. But when these elements are ignored, even unintentionally, walking becomes less effective and can even place unnecessary stress on the body. There is also the emotional side that builds quietly over time. When effort does not lead to expected results, motivation begins to drop. A person may still walk, but the excitement or belief in its benefits starts to fade. It becomes something done out of habit rather than confidence. And that shift in mindset can make the experience feel heavier. The body already feels stiff or tired, and now the mind starts to question whether the effort is worth it. This is not because walking is ineffective, it is because the approach to walking has not been adjusted to match the body's needs after 50. At this stage of life, the body requires a different kind of attention. Muscles naturally lose some strength if not actively engaged. Joints need better alignment and support to stay healthy. Balance becomes more important. Circulation needs to be encouraged in a more intentional way. Walking can support all of these needs, but only when done with awareness. Without that awareness, the body simply goes through the motion without receiving the full benefit. It is like using a powerful tool without understanding how to use it properly. The tool itself is not the problem. The way it is being used determines the outcome. There is also a hidden layer that many people overlook. The body becomes efficient at whatever it repeats. If the same walking pattern is repeated every day, the body adapts to that exact level of effort. It stops improving because there is no new challenge. This is why someone can walk for months or even years without seeing much change in stamina or strength. The body is not being pushed in a harmful way, but it is also not being encouraged to grow. It stays in a comfortable zone, and over time, that comfort can lead to stagnation. This is where many people start to believe that walking has limited benefits. They may compare themselves to others or to their past and feel like something is missing. But the missing piece is not the activity itself, it is the small details within that activity. A slight change in pace can activate the heart in a different way. A simple adjustment in posture can open up breathing and improve energy levels. Allowing the arms to move naturally can increase coordination and overall efficiency. These are not big changes, but they create a completely different response in the body. The idea that it is not your age and not your body failing begins to make more sense when these patterns are seen clearly. The body is still capable of adapting, improving, and becoming stronger. It just needs the right signals, and those signals come from how movement is performed. Walking, when done correctly, sends a message to the body to stay active, to stay balanced, and to stay strong. When done incorrectly, it sends a different message, one that leads to compensation, stiffness, and reduced function over time. This shift in understanding can feel simple, but it is powerful. It removes the idea that decline is unavoidable and replaces it with the idea that improvement is still possible. It brings attention back to what can be controlled. Small adjustments, small awareness, small changes that fit easily into an existing routine without requiring drastic effort. This is what makes the process sustainable. It does not require a complete lifestyle change. It only requires a change in how a familiar habit is approached. There is also a sense of relief that comes with this realization. The effort that has already been put into walking is not wasted. It simply needs to be redirected in a smarter way. Instead of walking longer or pushing harder without a clear purpose, the focus shifts to walking better. This creates a more efficient use of time and energy. The same walk that once felt routine can begin to feel more engaging, more effective, and more rewarding. At this point, the importance of understanding the specific mistakes becomes clear. Without knowing what might be going wrong, it is difficult to make meaningful changes. Guessing or making random adjustments may not lead to the desired outcome. But when the common mistakes are clearly identified, they become easy to recognize and correct. Each mistake represents a small gap between effort and result. Closing that gap leads to noticeable improvements in how the body feels and performs. This is where the value of this video comes in. It is not about adding complexity or creating confusion. It is about simplifying what often feels unclear. It is about breaking down, walking into its key elements, and showing how each one affects the body. By understanding these elements, it becomes easier to take control of the process. Walking becomes more than just a habit, it becomes a tool that can be adjusted and improved over time. The focus will be on 7 common mistakes that many people make without realizing it. These mistakes are not extreme, they are subtle, they are easy to overlook because they feel normal. But once they are recognized, they become impossible to ignore. Each one has a direct impact on how the body responds to walking, and each one has a simple adjustment that can change that response in a positive way. There is no need for complicated routines or intense workouts to see a difference. The goal is to make small changes that fit naturally into what is already being done. This approach makes it easier to stay consistent. It also makes the results more noticeable because the body begins to respond in a more balanced and effective way. Energy levels can improve, movement can feel smoother, discomfort can begin to reduce. These changes may not happen overnight, but they build steadily over time. Trust in this process comes from understanding that walking, when done correctly, is one of the most accessible and powerful forms of movement. It does not require special equipment or a specific environment. It only requires awareness and a willingness to adjust. This makes it a reliable tool for maintaining health and improving quality of life after 50. The key is to move from automatic repetition to intentional movement. As the next parts unfold, each mistake will be explained in a way that connects directly to real experiences. The goal is to make each point easy to understand and easy to apply. There will be no unnecessary complexity, just clear insights that can be used immediately. This creates a sense of control and confidence because the steps to improvement are practical and realistic. By the time all 7 mistakes are understood, walking will no longer feel like a routine that may or may not be helping. It will feel like a guided process with a clear purpose. Every step will have meaning, every adjustment will have a reason, and the body will begin to reflect those changes in a positive way. This is not about chasing perfection. It is about making progress through awareness and consistency. The journey through these points is designed to build gradually. Each mistake adds another layer of understanding. Each correction adds another layer of improvement. Skipping one part can leave a gap, which is why it is important to follow through each step. The full picture only becomes clear when all the pieces come together. And when they do, the difference in how walking feels and how the body responds can be significant. Simple walking can be one of the most powerful tools for health after 50, but only if done correctly. This idea may sound straightforward, but its impact is deep. It changes how movement is viewed and how daily habits are shaped. It turns something ordinary into something effective. And it creates an opportunity to improve health in a way that feels natural and sustainable. In the next part, the first mistake will begin to reveal how something that seems harmless can quietly limit progress. From there, each point will build on the last, creating a clear path toward walking in a way that truly supports the body. The focus will remain on simplicity, clarity, and real results that can be felt over time. The first mistake hides in plain sight because it feels the most comfortable. Walking slowly all the time seems safe, easy, and even relaxing. It feels like the right thing to do, especially when the goal is simply to stay active without putting stress on the body. But when every walk stays at the same slow pace, the body never receives a signal to improve. The heart keeps working at a low level, the lungs are not challenged, the muscles do just enough to keep you moving, but not enough to grow stronger. Over time, this creates a quiet limitation. Stamina does not build, energy levels stay low. Fat burning remains minimal because the body is never pushed to use stored energy in a meaningful way. It becomes a loop where effort is present but results are small. The change that shifts everything is simple and controlled. Adding short bursts of faster walking can wake the body up. Not a sprint, not something extreme, just a pace that makes breathing slightly deeper and a little faster. A pace where you can still talk, but with a bit of effort. These small bursts tell the heart to work harder, tell the muscles to engage more, and tell the body that it needs to adapt. Over time, this creates strength, better endurance, and a noticeable difference in how the body feels during and after the walk. The second mistake is something many people do without any awareness at all. Posture slowly changes over the years. The shoulders roll forward, the head tilts down, the back loses its natural alignment. While walking, this position feels normal because it has become a habit, but the body pays a price for this alignment. When the head drops forward, it places extra strain on the neck and upper back. When the shoulders round, the chest area becomes tighter, limiting how much air the lungs can take in. Breathing becomes shallow without being noticed. Less oxygen reaches the muscles, which leads to quicker fatigue and lower energy. The spine does not move as freely, which can lead to stiffness and discomfort in the lower back. Over time, this posture affects balance as well, making each step slightly less stable. The adjustment is not complicated, but it requires awareness. Keeping the head up, looking forward instead of down, allows the spine to align naturally. Relaxing the shoulders instead of letting them collapse opens the chest and improves breathing. Standing tall while walking does not mean being stiff, it means allowing the body to move in its natural alignment. This simple shift improves oxygen flow, reduces strain, and makes every step more efficient. The third mistake often goes unnoticed because shoes are chosen based on habit or comfort rather than support. Old shoes that have lost their cushioning or shape may still feel usable, but they no longer provide the protection the body needs. Flat or unsupportive footwear can make the footwork harder to absorb impact. Each step sends small shocks through the feet, into the knees, and up into the hips and lower back. At first, this may not be felt clearly, but over time it adds stress to the joints. Knees may start to ache. Balance may feel less steady. The body begins to compensate in small ways, which can lead to further discomfort. Good walking shoes act as a foundation. They support the natural movement of the foot, they absorb impact, they help maintain alignment from the ground up. Choosing shoes with proper cushioning and support can reduce stress on the joints and improve overall comfort. It allows the body to move more freely and safely, especially during longer walks. At this point, it becomes clear that even one small mistake can reduce the benefits of walking. If you're making even one of these mistakes, your daily walk may not be helping as much as you think. The effort is there, but the outcome is being quietly limited. This is why understanding these patterns matters so much, because once they are seen, they can be changed. The fourth mistake is repetition without variation. Walking the same way every day feels structured and easy to follow. The same route, the same pace, the same duration. It creates a routine that requires no extra thought, but the body is designed to adapt quickly. When it faces the same demand over and over again, it becomes efficient at that level and stops improving. This leads to a plateau where progress slows down or stops completely. The heart no longer gets stronger because it is used to the same level of effort. The muscles do not develop further because they are not being challenged in new ways. The body stays in a comfort zone that feels stable but limits growth. Breaking this pattern does not require a complete change, just small variations. Changing speed during the walk adds a new level of challenge. Adding inclines, even slight ones, engages different muscles and increases effort. Varying the distance keeps the body from settling into a fixed pattern. These small adjustments keep the body responsive and encourage continuous improvement. The fifth mistake is subtle, but has a direct effect on how the body moves as a whole. Arms that hang still while walking reduce the natural rhythm of the body. Walking is not just a lower body activity. It is a coordinated movement that involves the entire body. When the arms do not move, the body loses part of its balance and momentum. This makes the walk less efficient and slightly harder on the legs. It also reduces calorie burn because fewer muscles are engaged. Over time, this can lead to a less dynamic movement pattern. Allowing the arms to swing naturally creates balance. It helps the body move in a smoother and more coordinated way. The movement does not need to be exaggerated, just controlled and in sync with the steps. This simple change increases overall efficiency and makes the walk feel more fluid. The sixth mistake happens at the very beginning of the walk, often without any thought. Starting too fast may feel like saving time or getting straight into the activity, but the body needs a moment to adjust. Muscles that have been at rest need to warm up gradually. Joints need to start moving slowly before handling more pressure. When this step is skipped, the risk of stiffness increases. The body feels tight, and movement may feel uncomfortable during the first part of the walk. In some cases, this can increase the risk of minor injuries. Starting with a slower pace for a few minutes allows the body to prepare. Blood flow increases gradually, muscles loosen up. The transition from rest to activity becomes smooth. After this short warm up, increasing the pace feels more natural and comfortable. This small step can make the entire walk feel better from start to finish. The seventh mistake is more about the bigger picture. Walking is powerful, but it does not cover everything the body needs, especially after 50. Relying only on walking means that certain areas are not being fully supported. Muscles can weaken if they are not challenged in different ways. Bones may not receive the strength building signals they need. Metabolism can slow down without activities that build and maintain muscle mass. This creates a gap in overall health. Walking supports the heart and general movement, but strength training supports muscle and bone health. Adding simple strength exercises a few times a week can fill this gap. It does not require complex routines. Basic movements that use body weight can make a significant difference. This combination creates a more balanced approach where the body receives both movement and strength. As these mistakes become clearer, the idea of walking begins to shift. It is no longer just about putting one foot in front of the other. It becomes a process that can be adjusted and improved. Each small change adds up. Each correction removes a limitation that may have been holding the body back. The difference may not feel dramatic in a single day, but over time it builds into something noticeable. Movement becomes smoother, energy feels more stable, discomfort begins to reduce. Walking is powerful, but only when done right. This is the simple truth that connects everything. It is not about increasing time or pushing the body beyond its limits. It is about making the time spent walking more effective. It is about understanding how the body responds and giving it what it needs through small adjustments. It's not about walking more, it's about walking smarter. This shift in thinking changes how daily habits are approached. It turns a routine into a tool. It brings awareness into movement and creates a connection between effort and result. After 50, small habits matter more than ever. The body responds to details. The way you walk, the way you move, the way you support your body all shape how you feel over time. Each step becomes an opportunity to either support your health or slowly limit it. And once these patterns are understood, the choice becomes clear in every walk that follows. Small changes often look simple on the surface, but their impact can be powerful over time. The way you walk every day may seem like a small part of your routine, yet it quietly shapes your energy, your strength, and how your body feels as the years go by. Ignoring these details keeps the body stuck in the same patterns, but adjusting them opens the door to better movement, better balance, and a stronger, more active life. The difference is not in doing more, it is in doing it right, step by step, day after day. If this opened your eyes even a little, take a second to like the video so more people can discover these simple truths. Subscribe to the channel for clear and practical health tips that actually make a difference in real life. And share this with someone over 50 who walks every day but still feels stiff, tired, or stuck, because this small knowledge could help them more than they expect. Because sometimes, one small change in how you walk can change how you feel for the rest of your life.